Hey, thank you. Good morning, Chairman Foster, Chairwoman Stevens, Ranking Member Obernolte. I'm really pleased that we're holding this hearing and wanted to thank you for it. We really need to examine the scale and scope of undue foreign influence on our research enterprise, and I look forward to a constructive discussion about how we ensure a balance, the balance that Ms. Stevens just mentioned. How do we maintain the spirit of open and academic collaboration, but we have to protect our proprietary technology and scientific discoveries from undue foreign influence. Through my service on the House Armed Services Committee and on this committee, I've been highly engaged on this issue. As Ms. Stevens mentioned, in 2019, we worked to get the Securing American Science and Technology Act included in that year's National Defense Authorization Act. And it authorized the Office of Science and Technology Policy's Joint Committee on Research Security, JCOR, as Ms. Stevens just mentioned. And we gave it the mission of standardizing federal agencies' approaches to research security. It also established the National Academy's National Science, Technology, and Security Roundtable, which Dr. Zuber with us today co-chairs. In last year's NDAA, I was again proud to have a provision included to ensure all federal research agencies require applicants to disclose foreign funding when receiving federal research awards. And by requiring grant applicants to disclose all sources of research support that they receive, this provision helps address a problem that GAO found regarding inconsistent conflict of interest policies across our agencies. Our agencies hopefully will now get on the same sheet of music with that provision. This year, we're working to get researchers the tools and information they need to understand how to identify and address research security threats. Working from a provision included in the NSF for the Future Act, I was able to add language to the NDAA that the House just passed to develop online security training modules for the research community focused on international collaboration and international travel, on foreign interference, and on the rules for proper use of funds, proper disclosure, conflict of commitment, and conflict of interest. These training modules will ensure that individual researchers understand what makes an appropriate partnership and the importance of accurate disclosures, and it sets a baseline for what is acceptable and unacceptable for future applicants. And frankly, in my view, it will help eliminate any excuses of I didn't know or I didn't understand. Working with Representative Feenstra, we also ensured this year's NDA included a ban on any federally funded researcher participating in any malign foreign talent program. We know that most of these talent programs already violate federal grant terms and conditions, but now there will be no question left for faculty members on whether or not participation is allowed. We carefully crafted the provision with stakeholders to ensure that legitimate international exchanges are still permitted. The open exchange of scientific ideas has long supported scientific progress, but some of these countries seek to exploit America's openness, as we've discussed already. The CCP, the Chinese Communist Party, has been the most aggressive, primarily through the use of talent recruitment programs, and notably of the 214 scientists the National Institute of Health have contacted between 2018 and 2021 regarding undue foreign interference cases. 90% of those cases involved activities based in China. Chinese communist leadership is targeting American scientists as a matter of state policy. That is clear. But of course, that does not mean that any type of racial profiling should ever be utilized to address this threat. We are not here to target researchers based on their race, but based on the actions that they have taken and their transparency or lack thereof with their federally funding agencies and sponsoring institutions. The U.S., I want to be clear, has absolutely benefited greatly from international scientific collaboration and the contributions of foreign-born scientists. And I want the U.S. to remain a desirable place for brilliant minds to come and share their ideas. But we cannot continue to allow this theft. And I fear that historians may look back and say what we're doing now may be too little and too late. So I'd like to thank our witnesses for taking the time to join us today and share their expertise. I look forward to your testimonies, and I yield back the balance of my time.
Thank you. And the opening statements of Chairwoman Johnson and Ranking Member Luke